Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Chef Jeff Muscari. I'm here present today with my beautiful wife, Toya Muscari, and we are the owners and operators of Miss Toya's Miss Toya Southern Kitchen, our 8th location located here in Ward 7, Washington, D.C. Now, I gave a few speeches, but not to this magnitude or these cameras, so bear with me for a little bit. So, first of all, I'd like to take the time out, thank the mayor for coming out, all the DC council members, all the ANC people and the beautiful people of Ward 7. Not only are we gathered here today to have our grand opening of our first restaurant of Ward 7, but we're also here to do the introduction to kick off Black Restaurant Week. So, again, there's a lot of familiar faces here. My first restaurant being on Po' Boy Jim on 709 8th Street. That was 10 years ago. So to be in this position, to continue to grow, to have my friends and family along the way, to have my mother who's here, to have my wife who's here, whose family grew up in Ward 7, the Andrews family grew up, we have roots here, so the ties and connections, and just to be here today is just a wonderful feeling. There's a lot of thank yous that I want to go over with, for this, everything happening. First and foremost, again, I'd like to thank my friends and family, my wife, everyone who is present, Muscari Hospitality Group, my team, they're all here, my staff members, Jar Lynch, beautiful project here, Mark Rosendorf Group, who did the deal for me, brought me here to this location, and I instantly, saw the vision, and I was like, let's do it. He did the deal with the Rappaport. Ariel, Prestige Construction Company, he's here with the GC, N-Tan Construction, who also assisted with the project. Both are CBE certified. So we made that wonderful connection. We started this project December 2021. Dontrell Smith, who helped me along the way. He's a Ward 7 resident, and this project was very personal to him as well. He worked with the Deputy Mayor's office, with the Grants office, all the paperwork, we did everything. So once again, this is a big accomplishment for us all. We're bringing our full-service restaurant to this wonderful neighborhood, and speaking on behalf of my team, we were going to work hard. It's not going to be easy. This is only day one, but it's not it's a long project. Restaurants take time to grow and mature, but we're going to put the effort in. I'm going to be here every day, daily. Make sure that I give the people what they want: good food, good service, and a reflection of what we have to offer. Also to show kids that superheroes come in all shapes and sizes. You don't have to play sports, or this is my passion. Start off, I just like to cook food. I would have never thought to the day that I'll be opening my 8th restaurant, but I'm here now. So without further introduction, welcome to Miss Toya's again, and I'd like to introduce the great Mayor Bowser.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I will just want to say, well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Miss Toya's. Let's give Jeff a big round of applause. It's good to be at Miss Toya's Southern Cajun Kitchen, right here in the heart of Ward 7, and I know I speak for Mayor Gray, the ANCs in Ward 7, the neighbors of Penn Branch and Hillcrest when I say welcome. Give them another round of applause. We are also very proud that Miss Toya's is opening with the support of the Food Access Fund. And we have worked very hard over the last several years and very intentionally to make sure that we're bringing more food, more fresh food, and sit-down restaurants to Ward 7 and 8. And we've been able to do that because we launched in 2021 the Food Access Fund to help our local businesses expand in Ward 7 and 8. In this round, we're also expanding to businesses in Ward 5. And through the first 3 rounds, we've been able to provide nearly $20 million to 24 businesses, including Miss Toya's. What we know is that when we have amenity gaps in neighborhoods, and what I know about working in neighborhoods across all 8 wards is people want the same things. They want safety, they want great parks and transportation, they want access to great retailers, fresh food, and places where they can sit down and have a meal and propose a toast with their neighbors. And that is what residents here and all across DC who come here will be able to do. And today, I want to acknowledge that we've been joined by Deputy Mayor Nina Albert. Give Deputy Mayor a big round of applause. And I'm very pleased that DMPED and the team led by Sabangale Cook, who is right here. Thank you, Sabangale, for your hard work. I don't even know how many millions of dollars that your office has helped grant very deserving businesses to stay open, to expand, to employ DC residents, and to help close those amenity gaps. And so when I talk about our comeback plan for DC, part of that comeback is, of course, making sure we're investing in the downtown so the economic engine of our city is moving. But it's also to make sure that every resident in all 8 wards has access to the amenities that they need and want. And that's how we have a more affordable DC, and that's how we continue to grow the population in all 8 wards. So with that, I want to congratulate 4 new businesses and 3 current participants who will be receiving additional funding. So get ready to give them a big round of applause. Abunai, a Hawaiian food eatery that will open a new location in Ward 5. Capitol Square Bar and Grill, which offers a combination of American, African, and Caribbean cuisines. It will open a location at Skyland Town Center in Ward 7. The Tasting Lab DC, a restaurant, food business incubator, and shared commercial kitchen that will open near the Anacostia Metro Station in Ward 8. And Mukai's Market and Deli, a new food market that will offer a variety of fresh and prepared food options in Ward 7. I also want to congratulate existing businesses who will be receiving additional funding. The Deanwood Deli, also in Ward 7. The Fresh Food Factory and Market, a grocery store and incubator in Ward 8. And Market 7, a community market and food hall in Ward 7 that will feature Black-owned businesses. So again, congratulations. And today, we are also excited to be here at Miss Toya's to help launch DMV Black Restaurant Week 2023. This is a week when we encourage residents to support the many incredible Black-owned restaurants across DC. And I know Chef Tate, one of the co-founders of DMV Restaurant Week, will share more about what's going on and how to participate. Of course, the Food Access Fund isn't the only program that we have in place to support our businesses. And I would encourage businesses to go to obviously.dc.com, obviously.dc.com to find out more. So with that, I want to turn it over to Nina Albert to say a little bit more, and then we're going to hear about DMV Restaurant Week.
Good morning, good morning. Never great to follow the mayor on the podium, but I'll try and keep the energy level up. I just want to say congratulations on Miss Toya's. What a great blessing to have a restaurant named after you in your honor. It is beautiful in here, and when I talk about businesses and think about businesses, it really starts with the talent, the entrepreneur, and a vision to bring a service, a product, to a community. And so congratulations on your vision. because vision is not enough. It also takes the know-how to execute. And here we are getting, you said it, getting from when you started with the concept to today and opening it up. I know it's a ton of work, and we are just proud to be your supporter in all of this. So congratulations. All right. So we know that businesses start and begin with a concept, and sometimes it just takes a little bit of help to have that dream turn into a reality. And that's where Mayor Bowser's investments in the Food Access Fund are making a huge difference. We're proud that the seeds of the Food Access Fund are bearing fruit. And today we're here to cut the ribbon on Miss Toya's, a round 2 recipient. We're also incredibly excited that we'll continue to bring additional fresh food establishments in neighborhoods in Wards 7 and 8, and that those will have a ripple effect in the communities they serve. Because when there's one restaurant or business and another, it starts to feed itself, because as people come to Miss Toya's, they start looking around at what else is being offered here at Penn Branch, and the other way around. So business thrives off of other business. So it's important for us to plant that seed and nurture it. I want to give a big thanks to our internal DMPED team. It takes a lot of people to make sure that the trains are running. So Sabangle Cook, thank you, and the rest of the grants team who are here today, thank you for your tireless work. Of course, as part of the work through the Food Access Fund and our other investments to support thriving, amenity-rich neighborhoods, we're also focused on ensuring that all residents have access to a quality, affordable grocery store. And we have made tremendous progress. In 2020, before we launched the Food Access Fund and Nourish DC, nearly 79,000 residents east of the river lived more than a mile away from a grocery store. That is a huge number of people. And in a short 3 years, through the distribution of funds, we have been able to reduce that number from 79,000 to only 10,000 residents east of the river that still do not live within a mile of a grocery store. That is, what is that? That's more than 85% reduction and a tremendous progress. I'm incredibly proud of how these investments are making a real difference in people's daily lives. So with that, I just want to again congratulate Chef Jeff, and I cannot wait to eat here. I will not do the cooking, but I will do the eating. And so thank goodness for you, and congratulations again. With that, I'll turn it over to Chef Tate.
All right, come on. Welcome home, brother. This is your city, and this is all of our home. DMV Black Restaurant Week is in our 6th year. Dr. Tucker, right? 6 years. And I'm telling you, 6 years of inspiring businesses in our community. That is the root of our community in so many ways. You want to experience DC? Walk into one of our restaurants. Interact with one another. And in Ward 7, it is definitely time to make sure that you feel at home when you walk into our food businesses. DMV Black Restaurant Week with my partners, Dr. Tucker and AJ, are grateful and want to thank our mayor's office and so many other organizations on DMPEG who has made this process possible. We have not done it by ourselves. So we need each of you to know DMV Black Restaurant Week is an opportunity for us to elevate and emphasize the importance of supporting our businesses, and we cannot do it just for 1 week. This is an activity that we must do. We must give our businesses love throughout the whole year, and this is how you can be involved. Dr. Tucker?
Thank you so much, Chef Tate. This is an ecosystem. In order for our businesses to be able to thrive and survive, we need that ecosystem. We bring that together with the help of the Greater Washington Urban League, DoorDash, Wakekiff, Marshall Heights Community Development Organization right here in Ward 7. Absolutely. And Restaurant Association of Metropolitan Washington, RAMW. The mayor's office has been absolutely important to helping our businesses. So we thank the Mayor's Office of African American Affairs, DSLBD, and DMPED. This has been a critical and tough time for our restaurant industry. We are in a season of optimism. You can tell right here with the Scary Hospitality Group, who started with us, year one. And you've seen that they have grown in scale through the ecosystem. That is why it's important. Please visit us at DMV.BRW.com, where we actually have all of the restaurants by ward. Why is that important this year? Is because you, as the public, you will determine for us who needs to be on that list, as well as how we need to grow. So please visit DMV.gov, as well as follow us at DMVBRW for all of the delicious treats. Mayor Bowser.
And together, we tell our story. So when you go into a restaurant, take a selfie, tell your experience. Don't let someone else talk about our community. We have to elevate our voices and tell what's special about our city. Thank you.
All right, I like that. 6 years and counting. And I dare say that we have many more black restaurants in D.C. to celebrate 6 years later. So let's give it up for DMV Restaurant Week. And while I mentioned him earlier, I want to especially acknowledge our Ward 7 council member and former mayor, Vince Gray. Please give Councilmember Gray a big round of applause. I also want to acknowledge all the members of my team who are here. We pointed out our DMPED team, but also Director Tiffany Crow from the Department of Licensing and Consumer Protection, Director Phil Thomas from the Office of the Clean City, and a Bowser alum, Sean Townsend from the Restaurant Association of Metropolitan Washington. So with that, once again, congratulations to Miss Toya and the Mesquite Hospitality Group and to all of the people who will work here. One thing that we know about our own businesses, they hire locally. They train our people to have good paying jobs in hospitality. And hospitality jobs turn into hospitality careers. And there is many a Washingtonian that have paid a mortgage, put a kid through college, and have built a great life in hospitality. So thank you for what you're doing. So with that, I think we're going to cut the ribbon, and then after that, I'll step to the podium for some questions. Count of 3. 1,
2, 3.
Mayor Bowser, staying on topic, can you, and I'm sure you mentioned it in your remarks, but tell us the total number, the total dollar amount that you've put out over the years through.
You know, I didn't mention that, and I may have it here in my notes. So I'm going to ask Sambangale to join me, and she probably has it. Oh, Nina knows, sorry.
So we've put out and awarded $19.5 million to date in rounds 1 through 3. And with round 4, we're putting out another $5 million.
On top of that initial.
On top of that, so for a total of $25 million.
And so is there more beyond that? Are there more rounds budgeted for in the future? Or is...
Not at this moment, but we're looking into the success of this program and seeing where there's opportunities for future business incentives.
We've been pretty aggressive with food access. You may remember from our last budget season, or 2 budget seasons maybe, we had to fight to keep the dollars up. We're grateful to Councilmember Gray and Councilmember Trayon White for their support, because it has had a tremendous impact on bringing businesses to Ward 7. Just shopping center in particular, I think, has opened 2 new restaurants in the last year. Highlands is the other one. I'll say more about how our vision is that successful operations in one part of the city will open up in other parts of the city. And that's the story of the Highlands Cafe, who's now open here. Any other questions? Okay. Okay. Let's go.
Off
Yep.
topic, Mayor, could we talk about your trip?
Sure.
And just, could you talk about if there were any meetings beyond climate change meetings? Did you talk with any local businesses there that might invest in DC, or anything beyond just the climate change?
Yes, for sure. So, there were 2 parts of our trip. I led a delegation of mayors, as part of a delegation of the United States Conference of Mayors. Our chair, the Committee on International Affairs, who attended the COP28, which is a global convening to talk about our progress as a nation, as a world, towards fighting climate change. This was the first year where what they call subnationals or mayors and other local officials were invited to participate as delegates, and we were happy to do that. That was the second part of our trip. We first stopped in Doha and Qatar, and the focus of those 2 days were investment meetings. And I think most know that we have pretty substantial Qatari investment in D.C. In City Center. And the day before I left, I celebrated the 10th anniversary of City Center at a tree lighting. And so our focus was to talk about major signature investments, not just in our downtown, but throughout the district.
How did that go?
Well,
Did you want to expand on well?
I'll just say this. We have been building relationships with foreign investors, whether, one of our first trips was to China, and where EB5 Capital has also helped with some of our economic development projects. You know our priorities. They're outlined in our comeback plan. You know that we will have tremendous opportunities at existing projects. We will have opportunities coming up. And we also have a tremendous interest in sports investment. And so that's what we're doing. So when we go on these trips, it is to build relationships, in some cases to talk about specific projects, and in other cases to close on some opportunities.
Did you speak specifically to anyone about the RFK project on this trip?
Yes, of course.
Could you go beyond that? I mean, are you looking at a developer from there who would help partner with the district? Is that? Or
I think it could come in a number of ways. I'll just point to the example that we have right now of Qatari investment in D.C., where they partnered with a local developer to develop 10 acres at City Center. And if you haven't yet seen the little summary of the last 10 years that City Centers DC did, I would suggest that you do that. There are a lot of people in DC that don't remember the old convention center. Who remembers the old convention center? Okay, that's a good number here. Most people don't, Mark. It was an old building there, and now people live there, work there, dine, and we have built a pretty premier retail center that didn't exist in the district prior to that. They've also done a really nice job of creating space and place there in a signature event, which I've gone many, many years to the tree lighting. This one had people as far as I can see. So that's a good thing for the district. Yes?
Mayor, while you were gone, there were some reports saying, why is the mayor over there when there's so many problems here in the city with violence? Any response to that?
This is what I know about my job as mayor. It's manyfold. And the first thing is that I have a great team. So no matter where I am, my team is working and always in touch with me at a moment's notice. And it was no different on this trip. And it's also part of my job to make sure that we're advancing our comeback plan, maintaining relationships, and focused on what some people think is it is the issue of our time. And that is how we have in the district been leaders in this space, making sure that we as jurisdictions, as mayors, are doing what we can do to fight the changes in our climate that threaten our economic development, that threaten our health, that threaten our ability to live on this planet for ourselves, but certainly for generations that follow. Yes?
Mayor, along those lines, there was some clapback here while you were gone about the bill going before the Council on Crime and you being in Doha. Do you dismiss those people who are saying that you should have been here? Was it bad optics, or are these people simply misinformed and of ill opinion?
I don't know who said that, but you know what my job was in that respect was to put a bill before the council that, in my opinion, closes gaps in very necessary ways. And it lets the police do their jobs. And so whether it is addressing what I consider emerging trends related to the ski mask and retail theft and open air drug dealing, that's what residents of the district care about. And I'm glad that dozens of them came out to tell the council that the time to act is now. They're also very focused on us being able to hire police, and that we're a jurisdiction of choice for the best of the best people that want to go into policing. And to do that, we have got to get back to some policies that don't penalize our officers for doing their jobs.
I may follow. Ms. Albert, on Friday, the Inspector General of the General Services Administration informed Virginia Senator Mark Warner that he was opening an investigation into the relocation of the FBI to Greenbelt. Your role in that decision has become a big source of consternation between Maryland and Virginia. Could you comment on whether you'll be cooperating with that investigation as to what your role in it was?
Let me start, and then I'll ask Nina to address it. So obviously, she's going to answer any questions that the GSA has for her. And it should be obvious to everyone that a decision like this is going to have some people on one side who aren't too happy about it. But that gives them no reason, and they should be very careful in accusing people who are doing their job and making tough decisions of anything that is not proper. And so my expectation of Nina is that if asked, that she explains that and also goes over why she made the best decision for the federal government.
I mean, the mayor said it. You know, everything's quite transparent and open book. GSA on their website has all of the documents that explain what my decision-making process was, what the site selection process was, and obviously I'll cooperate because it's very important that the American people understand what went into that process.
Can I follow up on this with both of you? One question, I guess, for both of you. Putting aside the decision, right, wrong, or whatever, does this now not pose at least a distraction for the deputy mayor, who has to work with the very people who in Virginia are upset about this decision? Some people on Capitol Hill, Congressman Comer has expressed his concerns with the FBI in general. Does this now not put the deputy mayor in a difficult position to negotiate with these people over completely unrelated things like RFK building a stadium there?
No. And what you know that we all have relationships, and what I understand that people respect is the ability to make tough decisions, no matter who is trying to bully you one way or the other. Yeah. No. Come on. I answered your question.
Well, I have questions for her on this as well.
Okay. So there are questions that the deputy mayor will, I'm sure, be asked by the inspector general, and we're just really not going to comment anymore.
Can she answer if she has been notified by any House committee that she's going to be called to testify?
Sure, that's a matter of public record anyway. So I've been asked by the Judiciary Committee, House, as well as Government Oversight to testify. So. No, no word from that yet. I don't know what the status of that is.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Can I just, to the point of distraction, in my various roles, I've had large portfolios, and as the mayor said, it takes a team to get things done. I believe very strongly that this is not going to be a distraction to my ability to be able to lead the team and particularly to implement and move forward with the district's comeback plan.
Okay. Last question?
Okay. I don't know, but again, I'm talking about, I went over to Minnesota Avenue, off of Minnesota Avenue to Mayfair and Paradise, and overnight they had a lot of cars broken into. I understand there were shots fired. Mayor, do you see any end to this stuff? I mean,
Yes.
for example, if
I do.
If they pass your bill, tell us, what are your thoughts about
My thoughts are we spent 3 years disrupting our ecosystem. I mean, and it's really out of whack. And I've been saying it, not just now, but for the last 3 years, that we can't stop holding criminals accountable. We can't stop police from policing. We can't defund the police. We can't keep our court system shut down. We can't stop supervising kids. We can't divert them when they've committed a crime. We can't let children in the schools beat up teachers with no consequences. We got to get our ecosystem back in track. We just do. So it didn't happen overnight, and we are going to keep coming until we get it right. We're going to keep coming until we get it right. So this is what you asked me, is there any end? This is what I know. I can only tell you what I know, Sam. And I've been at this for 15 years, and I've seen spikes in crime. And I see our team work together, trying everything at prevention, at accountability, at opportunity programs. We try it locally. We try it with partnerships with the feds, and we will drive it down. And what is an important component in it is the community. And the community is fed up. They're doing all that they can with prevention and opportunity and accountability as well. We are also very grateful for increased partnerships that we have, not just with the community and violence interruption efforts that they're doing on their own, but also with our federal partners. And we will begin to see those efforts combine to work. I won't be able to tell you if it's a single thing. It won't be a single thing. But I will tell you every time that I see gaps in our law I believe are making us unsafe. And I'll advance those to the council. Now, we're working on our Safer, Stronger permanent legislation, our Act Now legislation. Councilmember Pinto also has a series of bills. There have been hearings. Now we need to put them in place. Thank you, everybody.